Curry is going to put on that headset and join us. He is one of our 2 Big Dog Society players of the game. Jake, that's how you drew it up, right? You knew that's how the win would come, and your first career win as a starting quarterback went exactly as planned, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Jake, let's just start off with, man, when you're staring up at that scoreboard and it's 28-0, just what's your mentality at that time? What do you try to do as obviously the leader of that offense right now despite your youth?
I mean, yeah, like I get a lot of help out from the older guys like Chase Evans, Jake Green. And at that point, we were just telling the whole offense, let's have fun, play hard, let the score take care of itself, you know.
Hey, Jake, you started 0 for 3, and neither one of the 3 passes were even close to anybody. Were you feeling like you were rushing yourself and not giving yourself a chance to complete the passes? And then what all of a sudden clicked? And from that point on, you put almost every single ball except the interception in the end zone right on the money where it needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I got to take care of the ball, like you said. The interception, I mean, that's like my 5th one or 6th one this year, and can't have that, can't turn over the ball. And then the 3 incomplete passes, I mean, I felt a groove on that 4th one, obviously, but, I mean, I got to work on that. Can't go 0 for 3. And then going 3 and out as well, we can't keep doing that as an offense. So we'll get back and work on that in practice.
Jake, you have learned so much on the job, basically. Even going back to the spring with how many reps you've had. Today, it looked like you really applied some of those lessons that you've learned, especially in recent weeks. Take us through just the progression you've made during the course of this season. More alluding to, as you said, Jake, you knew you had time. You didn't rush things at all in the second half of this game. You knew when you had to run, you did, and you knew not to force anything. Like, where are you at in that progression, Jake, and how you felt in the second half compared to so many different times, especially when you were thrown in there late against Illinois State?
I mean, yeah, the game's starting to slow down a lot. Game reps help with that, and, I mean, like you mentioned, I've been here since the spring, gotten a lot of reps then, but, I mean, I think the game reps are really what's important. I mean, game's starting to slow down for me, and hopefully I can improve. I mean, I'm still not where I want to be or where the team needs me to be, but I'm going to improve daily. So,
Jake, when in the 3rd and 4th quarters, when you were just on a roll, they weren't blitzing a lot. They were trying to get to you with their 4-man rush, and they were providing a pocket for you, and you were stepping up in the pocket and looking things over, and again making the smart decisions that a lot of quarterbacks might try to force a ball into a small frame or do whatever, yet you were making the right calls today. Do you feel like you grew up a little bit even more today than you have in the previous 3 games with the way you managed the game those final 2 quarters?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last week versus Missouri State, I was struggling a lot. I mean, getting my eyes to the right spot, and I feel like this week I didn't really struggle at all with that, and I mean that comes in practice. I mean, and that also comes with the O-line blocking. I mean, those guys work their tail off. They're all old. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time, and I feel like those guys will give anything just to block for me, and I really appreciate it.
I think I'm starting to see some gray hair on you, Jake Curry. You're starting to get old, too, with how much you've been here, too. But, Jake, obviously, in the last couple of weeks, I think the biggest positive for you guys offensively has been you've been good at ending halves, and you've been good at starting the second half. It's been trying to finish and also trying to get off to a good start. Obviously, today did not get off to a good start. But what flipped for you guys, not even so much speaking for you offensively, what flipped as a team to just get that momentum, ride that momentum, and not let it go till you won this thing?
I mean, yeah, like you said, the 2-minute going into half, and I mean starting the half, we've been starting off pretty hot. I mean, but I feel like if we really want to improve, we got to start off hot at the beginning of the game and keep going throughout the entire game. Going 3 and out, I mean, that's not going to help us, so we got to work on that this next week in practice. And then the momentum flip, I mean, I feel like this is a gritty team. I mean, everyone's going to play for each other no matter what the score is. And all the guys, we are all tight, close. I mean, whatever you call it, we're just a team.
Jake, let's kind of end it on this note with you. You guys, as you're watching that last drive go, you do all you can, of course, right, to be able to get it in, get the lead, but Youngstown still has time. How do you watch that drive? What do you do as you're watching the defense there trying to come up with a stop after you guys complete this comeback by 28 points?
I mean, you just got to stand on the offensive guys. We got to stand on the sideline, make some noise, get the crowd going, and hopefully, I mean, like it showed, the defense got to stop. So,
hey, there's one thing you can always rub into your head coach now for the rest of your time there is that you led a bigger comeback than your head coach. He had a 21-pointer. You get the 28-point one today. Jake, congratulations, man. Enjoy this one.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Great job, Greg.
Once again, that was Jake Curry joining us from head coach Nick Hill's office. We still have Chris Presto in there, so we're going to get him knocked out here, Paxton, before we take another break. I know these interviews have gone long, so appreciate those join us. And should see a big old smile from Chris Presto, who will join us from Coach Hill's office now. Chris is our big dog. He's always our big dog, but he's the big dog defensive player of the game today. Chris, congratulations, man. It's been an area that we've started with everybody. You guys, we see each day at practice when we come, your attitude, your effort has never been in question. But then you get in a 28-0 hole. What is it about this group, even through all of that, you know you don't play well to start off the game, yet you guys find a way to come together?
I mean, we know there's a second half. I mean, 4-quarter game. It's not 2 quarters, you know, and just fight. That's all we're taught, and that's what we do is just fight.
Chris, you had 16 tackles in the ball game. You were all over the field, sideline to sideline. What went right once the defense got its groove back, so to speak? What was the collective attitude of the team once you got it going again to play such a dominant second half on defense?
We just had to stop the quarterback from getting out and running. I mean, that's what killed us in the first half. And, you know, the couple plays at the end there, they had me at the spy. My job was just to run him down and get him, and he couldn't go anywhere on us.
Were you guys spying him in the first half? Because it seemed like there were a bunch of times where either the middle was wide open or all the motion went to one side and he went to the other side, and he just had unbelievable running lanes in the first half.
Yeah, you know, there was a couple of times we lost contain. We were supposed to flush him a certain way, so we didn't necessarily have a spy guy, but we were trying to send him a different way. We lost contain, and he got out a few times. And I mean, that's going to happen. That's why we got to keep playing, keep swinging.
Chris, you guys today came up with some key interceptions, some key turnovers at really important times. Yet even towards the end of the game on the last drive, Iverson almost has the game-sealing interception, and it just drops, and you're kind of, oh boy, gotta find another way to get another stop. But what's it say about this team, and especially you guys defensively, kind of very equivalent to the Incarnate Word game where you had to hold on there at the very end and get one stop to officially put this one in the win column?
Yeah, the picks are huge. I mean, Dez's pick at the end of the first half, and we get that and go down and score. It's big for us, you know. And then Bogle, they just keep throwing the ball right to Ben Bogle. I don't know why. And,
I knew that was coming.
I mean, they don't want to throw at the number 6. I'll tell you that.
No,
much.
exactly.
So,
and he needs to get in the end zone. You know, he needs to take it in the end zone. And you know, Iverson at the end. You know, I told him it's fine. You know, we're gonna get this stop. It doesn't matter. But you know, the turnovers are huge for us. They flipped the game.
I know you say it's a 60-minute game. There's no question that it is. They get out to a 28-0 lead, and it wasn't that you guys weren't playing hard or with effort, but you weren't playing well. Yeah. There's a difference between that, isn't there? And what wasn't working that allowed them to just slice and dice up and down the field on their first 4 touchdowns?
We were just playing too passive. You know, like we're collectively sitting there waiting for another guy to come make a play instead of being like, all right, we're going to do it. I'm going to do it myself, you know. That's what. And in the second half, and from the end of the first half to the second half, like the middle 8, as Coach Hill says, we kind of got that where, you know, we're not letting this happen anymore. And that's what happened.
Chris, you've been a part of a defense that's had a lot of youth. And in a way, you've been a part of that youth this year. And when Colin goes out, when Dewey goes out early, all of a sudden a team that was very young on defense gets younger. But now you guys, you can see the reps really starting to add up. Where is this defense that still has a lot of youth on it, Chris, but where do you feel from a personal standpoint and defensive standpoint you guys are at now heading into the final 2 games of the year?
I think we're in a good spot. You know, a lot of guys that are comfortable in what they're doing, and we just need to finish the season strong and take that into next year.
Chris, we'll end on this note, too. Look, it's obviously been tough, right? I mean, anytime you go through 6 straight losses and losses in many different ways for you guys, what is it about the leadership, not just within the locker room, but really at the top with Coach Hill and the staff that get you guys each and every week to still get yourself in a position to do what you did today?
They just tell us, I mean, we got to show up every day, you know, keep going. It's not over. What type of man you're going to be, because this is how it's going to be in life. Adversity is going to hit, and you got to keep going strong. Show up every single day and do the same thing day in, day out.
Chris, congratulations, man. Enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Congrats, Chris. Great game.
Thank you. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, absolutely. That was Chris Presto, our big dog defensive.